I left home to be on my own straight out of high school to join the Army. That left me alone at 18, trying to figure out how to navigate adulthood and all the responsibilities that come along with it. Now, speaking about something most young adults experience in their lives and could benefit from, and as a previous young adult myself who was alone and very much afraid in this world of how to do a lot of basic things, I feel that my past experiences and ideas could help benefit future young adults. Preparing young adults for their future success is something we should be doing throughout education. I want to explain how we can set up our future young adults for success and using life experience examples, teaching options that can make available that we could make available to them, and how to implement the classwork into their schedules. I'm hoping to express the importance of basic life skills needed to function as an adult. So, how do life skills affect us? Well, I remember when I was 18, 19 years old, 2013, got my first W-2 in the mail, and I had no idea what I was looking at. Of course, you could look at your base pay and taxes taken out and everything like that. And as far as filing them goes, I had no idea what I was doing. I had nobody really to help me, so that left me to figure it out on my own. I ended up using TurboTax online, which was very helpful. But I spent months afterwards worrying that the IRS was going to audit me and I was going to get in trouble because I maybe filed incorrectly. Now, they've yet to come to my door years and years later, but I still think about that and how stressful and hard it was for such a simple thing that really takes for a simple W-2 30 minutes to do. Now, if I just known how to file my taxes, it really would have saved me a lot of trouble. But there's a difference in life. There are different life skills, and they could all be helping us grow to be better people and better functioning members of society and happier adults. The World Health Organization defines life skills as a group of psychological competencies and interpersonal skills that help people make informed decisions, solve problems, think critically and creatively, communicate effectively, build healthy relationships, empathize with others, and cope with and manage their lives in a healthy and responsible manner. Now, the importance of basic knowledge is really, it's very important. Excuse me. We should look at the financial literacy to explain why the basics are so important, right? Use that as our example. When you're ready to step out into the world and stand on your own 2 feet, you realize that you might not have the financial means to do so, especially being a college student or a broke private in the Army. It would be imperative to know how to manage your money. This includes balancing a checkbook, budgeting, credit cards, loans, and just all around financial needs that you need to live your life. Now, there's so much more to that example, but just briefly, knowing the base level of knowledge will help you branch out further to understand different financial needs and have better competency in that. Now, you don't need to be a subject matter in everything. You know, like I said, it's the basic knowledge to start and to know where to resource your information from, and it all begins with that base level. So, how could I have avoided the unfortunate mishap of my tax incident that I talked about earlier? Well, I could have learned some life skills about that. We need to be teaching our children as they grow various skills such as building relationships, financial literacy, basic home skills, job hunting, physical and mental health wellness, and social skills, which we do learn quite a bit while being in school. All these are used to navigate everyday life. Build your working and personal relationships with others, time management, respecting boundaries, and protecting your own, and even how to rent a place to stay. Now, we live in the age of social media. It's part of our everyday lives for the most part, and it can be beneficial, but it can also be harmful. It can be harmful in ways because you see these influencers and celebrities and people that are our age, well, your age, and young adults, and they're living these lavish lives, and although they may not be the most truthful and honest, and it's through the lens of a camera and everything is kind of bolstered to make it look better, it creates this false image of what your life should look like when it shouldn't. Being an 18-year-old freshman in college, you're not going to live in a mansion by the beach. You are going to be living in a dorm with a roommate, most likely, and it's going to be pretty terrible. But so you can't let social media and these kind of false idols, I guess, show you that you're doing wrong just because you're not where they are. But there are also positives about social media and the internet as a whole. You can go log onto YouTube or pull up YouTube, and you can search how to do almost anything these days. Whether you're fixing a toilet in your house because it's running, or you're changing your oil, maybe how to do taxes and better understand a W-2, or you're just trying to pull up a recipe to make a better, dinner for your friends. There are so many good resources out there, albeit that you may need to search a little bit to find a reputable source or one that really pertains to your situation. But the information's out there, and a lot of people are willing to share their experiences and help you out. But you got to be careful, like I said. Vetting your resources is important. Making sure when you're replacing that toilet, having the right model or brand and the right components inside could really make a difference there. As you can see, technology can help and hinder with our progress. So, how do we incorporate life skills into schools? Well, you can offer classes such as financial literacy, um, basic home skills, building relationships, job hunting, physical and health wellness, and social skills, like I talked about before. Those could all have so much content in them, they could be separate classes. Or they could be lumped together in a much longer class, kind of like what home economics was. I don't know if that's still a thing now. But just incorporating that into the curriculum could help so many people. And hopefully, the students will find it interesting as well. I know that when I was in high school, I think I would have really enjoyed to take classes like that to better prepare myself rather than taking trigonometry, because I don't use trigonometry and I never have since I took a class. But now, like I said, there's different options of what you can take, different ways to go about it, and that's up to the school systems and the teachers and what people ultimately decide is the best route, best avenue to take. But there are a lot of options, and there's so much content out there that we could be helping, teach our students. Now, another big question is, should it be mandatory? Well, it's a slippery route. Every state's different, every district's different, and some people don't agree with incorporating these classes. However, I think that some of them should be mandatory, like the basic financial literacy, just understanding taxes and how to manage your money as an adult, and time management, and just there are so many things that we could be teaching, and so many things these students could be learning to help set them up for success out in the real world. But whether it's mandatory or not it's not up to me. But if it were up to me, a lot of these would be. So we have many choices and options to start implementing this at a young age and gradually add to the lives for their future. As you can see, this is an ongoing issue. It's a hot topic right now. A lot of people are talking about it and a lot of people are pushing for it. But we need to raise more awareness to help set up these future adults. Preparing young adults for their future success is something we should be doing throughout their education. Teaching life skills would not only better them, but help those around them as well. Putting more higher functioning people out into society, it's not going to hurt anybody. But young adults can have the basic skills and knowledge to survive the scary parts of adulthood. Some of them are scary and very intimidating. Then they could in turn, help implement this into future generations and help the people around them.